Hi, so today we're looking at stay. Now the word stay can mean different things to different trainers, and that's fine. There's pros and cons for all of it. And we're going to get into later whether to use the word stay or use the word wait, or whether we need to use a word at all. That's going to come a little bit later in the video, but we're going to get the basics down first. And stay, to me, for now, we're just going to stay in a position, whichever's most comfortable to our dogs to start with. That could either be a sit, a down, or a stand. And I don't want to move from that position until you're invited to. Now, if you've done dog training before, you're going to know of something called the 3Ds. These are the three little elements that we make a behaviour good, we proof a behaviour with. Now, these behaviours, these elements all start with the letter D, hence the 3Ds, and they are duration, distance, and distractions. So, think of these as little volume faders that we're going to start set on 0. All of them down to 0, and we're going to work on each one individually, and then we're going to mix them in together. So I'm going to choose a sit. I'm going to look at my 3 faders. First of all, I'm going to look at distraction. Now, what is my environment? How distracting is it for my dog to be doing it in this environment? If it's really high, if there's lots of things for them to be distracted by, I want to reduce that fader a little bit by taking them somewhere less distracting. So there's always going to be some distractions. So it's going to be very difficult for this fader to be at 0. For convenience, I'm going to go outside to start with, but if you want to start indoors, I'd recommend that. So I'm outdoors, but I'm in my own garden, so I'm going to have distraction of birds, I'm going to have distractions of car doors shutting, possibly traffic. And so my fader's going to be about here. I'm going to ask my dog for a sit, I'm going to say good, and give him a treat. Okay, so now I'm going to slowly bring up this duration fader. So this is going to go up to 2 seconds. So I'm going to ask my dog for a sit, I'm going to count to 2, and then I'm going to say good and give my dog a treat. That was successful, so I'm going to go to 4 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to build this up to 8 seconds, up to 10 seconds. If at any time my dog gets up and I'm pushing him too far, say I'm going for 10 seconds and my dog gets up at 6, I'm going to go back to 6, reward my dog at 6, and then start pushing them further. Sometimes when we push these faders up and down, we get a little bit greedy and we push our dogs too far, too quickly. Alright, I've got my dog to 10 seconds, sit with duration. Now I'm going to bring my fader for duration down a bit. Let's bring it back down to 2 seconds, but I'm going to increase the distance. So all this means I'm going to ask them to sit, and the moment they sit, I'm going to take 1 step backwards. Then step straight back in. Good. Reward them. If they follow you here, so sometimes, particularly with puppies, they will feel the need to follow you if you go back. So how we go back a stage from there is maybe just putting, instead of taking a whole step back, maybe just putting 1 foot behind the other, and then step back in. Good. Give your dog a reward. Now I want you to take your time, build this up to 5 steps, and when you've reliably got 5 steps away, that's when I want you to start increasing that duration fader again. Raise that up. So take 5 steps back, stay there for 5 seconds, and then return to your dog. Good. Reward your dog. Great, so you've got your dog sat for 5 seconds at 5 paces. Brilliant. Now let's bring those faders down a bit, all the way to the bottom. Now my distraction fader, I'm going to lead up a bit because I've got no control over some of that. You know, the environment I can't control, but my fader's up. I'm a little bit aware of my distractions. But I'm actually going to nudge my distraction up a little bit. And this is because I'm going to move my body. So I'm going to ask the dog for a sit, and then I'm just going to turn my shoulder. Ask my dog for a sit, turn my back on them. Good. Reward. If your dog can't cope with that, break it down into smaller pieces. If your dog's finding this easy, push them a little further. And let's bring up the duration fader. So, ask for a sit, turn your back, count to 5, background, reward your dog. Good. Have a reward. You guessed it, bring up that distance fader. So this is going to look like this. Ask for a sit, turn your back on your dog, walk 5 paces, and I'm being greedy with 5 paces. If you need to be less, really take it slow at your own dog's pace. Okay, so should I use the word stay or should I use the word wait? Or as some trainers might say, if my dog can stay at any distance, any duration with any distraction, do I even need a word? Maybe not. Trainers train it in different ways. And it depends how many words you've got the time to teach your dog and for you to remember in your own busy lives sometimes. But for me, I do use the word stay, and for me stay means you stay there until I come back to you. It's different to if I use the word wait. If I use the word wait, that would mean you can be recalled at any time. So I could say, if I give them their dinner, wait, I'm going to have it, but not right now. Or if I say it, if I put them in a sit, they know they're going to get released, but not right now. So it could cause a little bit of anticipation, a little bit of, that I wouldn't get if I asked for a stay, as they know actually he's not going to ask me to come out of the stay until he comes back to me. Wait is really good for practicing your recall with, like this. Wait. Come. Good girl. Now if you are using a word, don't repeat it. The beauty of setting this up really easy and building it up, we say the word once. Every time we repeat the cue, we're kind of training them not to do it. We're kind of teaching them to ignore it. So we want this, and not this. Stay. Now it's really natural to put a hand up as well when we ask for a stay. So another cue, another hand signal. Just be careful that that signal's so strong it isn't blocking the learning of the verbal cue stay, if you're using a verbal cue. One verbal cue I would recommend, and that is a release cue. So when you get back to your dog and release them from their stay, is a word to say, okay, we can get going. And okay is good enough. Okay, break, let's go, with me, whatever you like. It's just a little phrase to say, okay, well done, off we go. Now to train a release cue, I would say the cue and then throw a treat in front of me, rather than stepping with my dog out of the stay, because they might anticipate that it's your body language that is cueing you to get out of the stay, rather than the verbal word. And the last thing we want is your body movement to mean get out from the stay. Okay, so I want you to have fun with these faders. I want you to go and practice going for longer durations, at longer distance, but don't ignore those distractions. Don't always go for as far and as long as you possibly can. I would go for 5 steps back and be as distracting as you can. Ask for a sit, do some star jumps, do some push-ups if you can be asked, unlike me. If they get up, fine, we just make it a little bit easier next time, but we really want to push those distractions before we take it to a more distracting environment. So have fun for now with those 3 faders. Okay, let's increase the difficulty and let's ask our dog for a stay and walk out of sight. Just like the others, we're going to build up to it. Here's some footage of me teaching Merlin. This was a while back, but this was his first training session. Where I walked out of sight during a stay. Now you can see I've put him on top of a table to give him a little bit of a station. This is where I stay on to start with, that's where we started. And this was the first time he was able to stay out of sight for a minute. Now you can say I don't just ask him to stay and leave, I ask him to stay and I come back. I make it a bit of a gamble how far I'm going, how long I'm going to come back, even sometimes a bit of a gamble whether he's going to get a treat when I get back to him or not. Good boy. Mate, that's amazing. Good boy. Good boy. Well done. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, then. Okay, so have fun with stay as much as you can, just asking your dog to basically do nothing. So build up those durations, the distance and the distractions really slowly. Take it to more distracting environments and make it harder and harder for your dog over a time that's more comfortable for them. Have any questions? Drop them in the comments. Thanks for watching.